Yes, here on YouTube today. It's a regular old live stream. Real quick message. I don't know how long we're going to be up here. It's not going to be that long. I can tell you that. We moved some of the live shows over to the Patreon channel. We are still working out the kinks. I thank y'all for your patience with that as well. And in the meantime, I just want to get on here and remind everybody, God put it on my spirit. He said, don't you give up. Because, see, the devil and these narcissists, they want to pull these shenanigans. They want you to give up and give in. Yeah. They want you to give up and give in. They want you to stop doing what it is that God has put on your spirit to do. They want you to stop doing what it is He's instructing you to do. They want you to be disobedient to God just like they are. So you got to remember that, all right? But don't you give up. I heard the Lord say, He said, don't you give up. He said, the devil's going to try everything he can. Going to try to get you to chase your tail to solve a problem. We get around that resistance. We figure it out. Chosen one, we figure it out. We get around that resistance every single time. That previous campsite I was at, oh yeah, they tried to pull some stuff. Yeah, they tried to pull some stuff and trying to get me to chase my tail and waste God's time. But I said, we ain't going to let them do it. We still got stuff done. We still got out here. We still got y'all the content, even though we had some issues. And again, I don't know, overheating with the phone. That's why I said I don't know how long we're going to be, but I will tell y'all if that happened, during this short stream here, if that happens, I want you to stay with us because we're going to come right back and we're going to finish it up. If you have not heard me say sending love and light, at least that part, if you haven't heard me say that, that means we're coming back. Okay, that means we're coming back. And I know that my screen does this fluctuating thing, so I'm gonna try to catch it if it gets too hot. Okay, if the phone gets too hot and it does that, just know we'll be right back. We're praying that we get at least a few minutes in for y'all, just to remind you, don't give up, okay? Because your breakthrough, big and small, y'all, you got to remember something. God works in big ways and He works in little ways. Baby steps, He takes big steps. And so your breakthrough, okay, is here or it's right around the corner. Never forget that, okay, that your breakthrough is here or it's right around the corner anytime you have that feeling that you just want to give up or you want to throw in the towel. As I've said before, don't you throw in that towel. You use that towel and wipe that sweat because you got to keep it moving. Now, we talk about that a lot in this ministry. You got to keep it moving because that's the only way we can do is keep it moving forward, all right? Don't get stuck back there with the narcissist and all of that. We got to keep it moving. And so that's what we're doing. Okay, we keep it moving. And let me give y'all an example. When I camp at one site and we do our exploring and content creation there and all that, we get to see some new stuff and learn. This one here, I've already learned a little bit about the history. One of the buildings that was built in 1934 and 35, not living there, but it's just really intriguing because it's still standing. I mean, it's like, wow. The way they built things back then compared to today is very, very different. But anyway, it just gives us a newfound appreciation for those who have skills working with their hands and things like that. But anyhow, so we keep it moving, though. We're exploring and learning new things and just really getting out here and just seeing more of God's beautiful creations and getting another newfound appreciation for that as well. And plus, we're unlearning a lot of stuff. We are unlearning a lot of garbage at the same time. That's why we got to keep it moving and don't give up because every single day there is something new. God awakens you. Okay, remember, He didn't wake you up for you. No, He woke you up to serve in the kingdom for His glory. He woke you up because other people out here need what it is that you have to offer, the skills that He put in you to get out there, and you got to share them with the world. Your skills, your talents, your gifts, you got to share them with the world. Remember, we're not supposed to be sitting on them things. It says that a man's gifts maketh room for him. Right? And we have more than one. Okay? Chosen ones have more than one. That's what it's all about. We have more than one. And we need to learn what they all are, right? We've got to unpack that bag that's on the inside, that God put on the inside. All right? And it takes time to do that. But don't give up, okay? I know some of y'all might be sitting there thinking that, man, this just seems too hard. It's not. God is a simple God. You got to unlearn that. Thinking everything is hard stuff. That's from the matrix. That's from narcissism. That's the narcissist trying to trick you into think that everything in life is hard. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's one of the things I'm learning. Okay, many of you are too. And life's simple. It's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be complicated. Okay, it really is. It's very simple. It just depends on how much stuff you have going on, right? We don't need to have a gazillion things going on at one time. We realize that. And it's really simple. Once you find your groove, if you will, you find a strategy. You got to have a strategy. Don't forget that. So if you feel like giving up, because let's say you've got a few social media things going and you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed, slow down. And that's what I heard the Lord say to me a couple of times. He says, slow down, re-strategize. I want y'all to put that in the comments below, re-strategize. Because some of y'all got to realize when God's going to switch it up, okay? Don't give up, switch it up. That's the way to do it. Keep it moving, okay? Don't give up, switch it up. Sometimes you just have to redo your strategy. Let me give y'all an example. I had 7 bullet points for each day of the week on what I wanted to get done content-wise. God had me reduce that to 5, okay? 5 bullet points on each day except one day of the week. The one day of the week on Mondays when I don't have individual consulting and coaching sessions. He said, okay, now you can have 7 on that day. He said, but the rest of the week, just 5, because anything, you at least get 1 of those done every day, and everything else after that is a bonus, so that you don't feel overwhelmed, so you don't do it to yourself, so you don't feel like giving up, because it can be easy to do that. But don't get tricked into thinking that it's hard, because it's not. It really doesn't take that long. Once you kind of get the feel for it, once you know how to create the content and then post it, you realize it doesn't take that long to do all of this. Of course, you got to have Wi-Fi or a good cell signal. That's a big one right there. Okay, and then you got to get around that resistance, but don't give up. Switch it up, right? And you got to switch it up and re-strategize. And so that's what yours truly has done. And I have done, over the last couple of years, we have re-strategized several times, but we still get content up, at least 1 piece of content per social platform that we are on. The podcast included. Don't forget, y'all, CHA's True Seeker podcast, okay? You can get that on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeart, and more, okay? You can visit the link in the description below, all right? Yes, CHA's True Seeker podcast. And catch up with the latest. I mean, we've got over 200 episodes as of this recording, okay? On those platforms. And then we also have the Truth Analyzer Patreon podcast on the Patreon channel. So we got Patreon content that we have coming, and we've got more, okay? Over 500 posts on that channel and growing. So there you go, all right? And then we've got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Quora, still, okay? We are still across there. And then once a week on Telegram. So in order for us to get a piece of content across all of those platforms, we got to re-strategize sometimes. We don't give up, we switch it up, and we re-strategize. So that's the message I had to get up here and give y'all today, okay, is that don't give up, don't give in. That's what they want. That's what don't be hanging around no naysayers. That's the worst thing to do, okay? Negative people who want to drag you down, those are narcissists. You want your people, chosen ones, you want those who are going to lift you up. You want to be around people that are positive. You want to be around this kind of motivation, this kind of leadership where we remind y'all, don't you dare give up. That's what the devil wants. That's what the narcissists want. They want you to give up and give in. And God's like, no, he said, you better keep going. Because all things are possible with God. You got to re-strategize. That's all it takes, is a re-strategized moment. Just sit down, re-strategize, do a draft. Okay, do a draft on your notebook before you type it up. That's the best way to get started for somebody right there. All right, but don't you give up. I know it's easy to do. Oh my gosh, it's so easy just to go, never mind, and then go right back to the old way. No. See, we're going through the transformation by the renewing of the mind. That's Romans 12, verse 2. So how you going to get transformed if you're just going to give up? No, see, it don't work. It don't work like that. Now, take a break, sure, if you feel yourself feeling like you want to give up and give in, okay? But it ain't hard. Unlearn that. I know that's what we used to think. And let me give y'all this too, okay? Purge this from your subconscious mind. That it's a competitive world out there. No, it's not. No, it's not. The one thing chosen ones we learn when we get into God's reality, is that it's us versus us. We ain't in competition with nobody. It is us versus us. They think we're competing, but we ain't. They're trying to compete with us. We ain't even trying to compete. The joke's on them. We're not even trying to compete. All right, we ain't giving up, giving in. We're going to do what God has called us to do. There's another fellow warrior out here who has a great message. And so I'm a ducktail off of it. I found her on TikTok. And she says, no, you just got to keep on building. They'll come to you. Said, your nation will find you. Okay? The people that God has picked out to help you thrive in your ministry, he's going to bring them to you. He's going to bring them to you at his appointed time. That's why you got to keep going. Don't give up and don't give in. Because your breakthrough is here or right around the corner. That's why you're feeling that way. And the devil always does that. Always does that. Okay? Because he wants to keep you from getting God's blessing. But remember, nothing can stop God. So you just switch it up, re-strategize. Just give yourself a redo session. There you go. Let's put that in the comment below, even on the replay. Redo session. All right? There you go. And don't forget, y'all, we got individual consulting and coaching sessions every Tuesday through Sunday with yours truly. The website link is down in the description below. You can check out the dates and times available. And don't forget your coupon codes, okay, for the 30-minute, the 1 hour, and the 1.5 hour session. BTBW 15 for the 30-minute, BTBW 20 for the 1 hour, and BTBW 25 for the 1.5 hour. That gets you a discount off of your first 30-minute, 1 hour, or 1.5 hour consulting and coaching session with yours truly. And remember, those are virtual or by phone. You're going to tell me what you want, virtual or just by phone. Either way, whatever works best for you, whatever you are most comfortable with. And we can help you overcome triggers, unpack that bag of talents and gifts that God put on the inside of you, and more, okay? Overcoming life obstacles, anything that you need help with, okay, that you need coaching with, consulting for, all right? We're gonna help you. That's what we're here for in the growing community of spiritual warriors for Christ at Consulting for Heightened Awareness, where iron sharpens iron. Sending love and light to all fellow warriors. Thank you for watching, listening, and for your continued support. Till next time, we'll show some gratitude to the Heavenly Father, and you keep being you. In Jesus' name, amen.